Right, I'd like to welcome Ludvig Åberg to the interview room here, Ludvig. It's been a pretty exciting last few minutes. 2025 Genesis Invitational champion, 66th final round to win by a stroke. You moved to number one in the FedEx Cup, your second victory on tour. What sort of emotions are you feeling right now?
A lot. It was a really cool finish to a great week. I've had my girlfriend here all week. My coach came in on Friday night. I've had some other guys on my team being with me all week. So it was really cool, and it felt like we did it together. I had tremendous help with Joe, my caddy, today, and it feels really cool.
It's the Genesis Invitational. We're at a different venue than we typically are, but you were here 3 weeks ago, got ill on the weekend. We're right in the mix at the start. Does it feel like a little bit of redemption after what happened?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I felt like I had a good chance of winning that tournament, but I wasn't really feeling like myself the last couple of days. And then I don't like pulling out of tournaments, but I felt like I had to at Pebble just to give myself some time to recover and be ready for this one. And sort of knowing how last week was at home, basically, a little bit of survival mode. But to come here and to win this event is really special.
All right, we'll take some questions. Just raise your hand. We'll start right up here on my left.
Ludvig, Maverick was on a heater to start his round. Were you aware of what he was doing? And if so, was it kind of hard for you kind of keep in it when it seems like this guy is sort of running away with the tournament?
Yeah, I definitely saw what he was doing. I looked at all the leaderboards that I could, and it was obviously I think he got to 12 pretty early, and I was sort of stuck at 7, 8, something like that, and had a big putt on 12 for par, probably a 6-7 footer left to right that I made, and I think if I hadn't made that one, I don't think I would have won today. And then sort of knowing that 13 is a reachable par 5, and sort of struggled with a tee shot on 14 yesterday, and it was nice to hit a nice draw in the fairway, and then top it off with a couple birdies as well coming in. So really cool, but all I tried to do once I saw that he posted 11 was just to get to 12, really.
All right, good. You want to go next, Doug, or Brody? Jump in.
Go ahead, Brody. Yeah, Luke, you have the bogeys on 4-5, and then maybe a frustrating 6 as well. Walk me through, I guess, what happened there, and then what do you have to do after that to kind of get back to where you got?
Yeah, I definitely felt like I made 3 bogeys in a row, 4, 5, 6. But I also felt like the bogeys, they were not great bogeys, but I still felt like I was sort of in control of what I was doing. I felt like ever since yesterday I was in control of my ball flight, and it's a nice feeling knowing that I didn't get ahead of myself. I was sort of focused on the things that I could focus on, and then knowing that you'll get a lot of chances as long as you're executing the shots, and really pleased with the way and I finished today.
All right, we'll go over to Doug and then to Cameron.
Luddy, what's the most meaningful thing about this win in particular?
I think it's just sort of the comeback from the last couple of weeks. I sort of felt like I wasn't really myself, wasn't feeling great, wasn't swinging great. Sort of struggled a little bit at home last week with how I was playing, and it was nice to come here sort of starting to feel like myself again, and physically getting there, and it means a lot. Obviously, this is the best field in golf, and to be able to do what I did today is definitely going to help me going forward in the future.
And secondly, the shot on 14, I'm kind of curious about that. Back pin can get a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Wonder if you could just talk about what you hit in the shot.
Yeah, it's a tricky shot. I had a pitching wedge number today, but I hit a 9-iron just to sort of get the spin down. But it's also sort of a dangerous shot because if you tug it a little bit, it goes over and down in the hazard. So it was one of them that I'm gotten better at, sort of that flighted iron shot, and a couple of years ago I couldn't do that, but it was cool to sort of pull that off when I needed to and give myself a chance to make a birdie. But it's a sneaky hole, and I'm proud of the way that I've first hit the tee ball, but then also the second shot.
Okay, Cameron, go ahead.
Ludvig, you said over here. You said the other day that you still had 1 or 2 pounds to gain, and talking about sort of trying to eat everything you could see. What will you have tonight? What will your celebratory meal be?
Oh, good question. I feel like this is my last my last day on the West Coast for quite some time, so I think in and out would be appropriate. I'm not going to be back on the West Coast for a while, so I think I'll take advantage of that opportunity.
Who we got next? Adam, go ahead.
Along those lines, where'd you end up taking your girlfriend for Valentine's Day?
We had takeout. We got takeout to eat at the house. It was a mutual decision to not sort of go through the rush and the hecticness of Valentine's Day, and I think that was a good decision on both parts.
On a bigger picture, you didn't have a victory last year. There's such expectations behind you. Not winning in 1 year isn't that long of a time, but to you, did it feel like it's been a while since you've won?
Oh, absolutely. It felt like a lifetime. Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, it is hard winning on the PGA Tour. They're the best players in the world, and anytime you have the opportunity to win, it's a cool feeling to try to win a golf tournament coming down to the last couple holes. And today I executed the shots. I made a couple of putts, and that was the difference. But it just sort of it's very reassuring to know that I can sort of go from where I was a couple of weeks ago to winning a tournament in sort of a quick turnaround.
Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, Ludvig, just curious, when you were sick a few weeks ago, is that the sickest you've ever been in your life? Is there a moment that you remember where you were even more ill?
It was definitely the first time in a long time that I was sick. I don't remember the last time I was sick. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I wasn't feeling very well. Yeah, it wasn't fun for anyone.
Is there a reason why you decided to push through it and not withdraw?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before with the Pebble tournament, I don't like pulling out of tournaments. It's not really the way that I want to do it. And Tour, I still felt like, you know, obviously I started feeling poor before the third round, so I wasn't going to pull out of the third round, possibly the fourth, but I still felt like I was going to fight through it, and tried playing at Pebble, and it wasn't very nice. So sort of to give myself the chance to recover and be ready for this tournament, I made a decision to pull out of Pebble on Friday.
Go back over to Doug while we get that mic to Cameron.
I might have missed something, Lud. When you were home last week, you still weren't feeling very good. At what point did you feel okay?
Yeah, I was sort of in bed until Tuesday. So I went home on Friday from Pebble, and then I was sort of in bed until Tuesday. So it wasn't until Wednesday that I started hitting balls. Couldn't really train in the gym properly until maybe Thursday. So it took me a while, but here we are now.
At what point, or was there any point at all out there today that you felt this might be slipping away from you?
I mean, I felt like I got off to a hot start, birdieing 2 and 3, and then kind of made some poor mistakes. Like I said, it felt like I made 3 bogeys in a row, 4, 5, 6. But again, I felt like Torrey Pines is a hard golf course, and there are bogeys sort of everywhere. But I still felt like I could execute the shots and be aggressive from the fairways. And I felt like when I made the putt on 15 that I was really in the hunt. And then I sort of just wanted to birdie one of the last.
Was there any point you saw a leaderboard and you saw an 11 next to Mav's name that you surprised you? The number, not the name.
What's that, sorry?
The number, not so much the name. Just the
yeah, I mean, I think once I saw that 11 was posted, I just tried to get to 12 as fast as I could.
Cameron, you next, and we'll bounce over.
Ludvig, I don't think anybody's particularly surprised to see you win. However, you are still pretty young, and I was wondering, is there some part of you that thinks this is sort of surreal when you're out there doing interviews and Tiger Woods suddenly shows up right behind you, and a guy who I've imagined you watched on TV win 8 times out here? Is there some part of you that just sort of can't believe like how fast this has happened?
Yeah, a little bit, absolutely. I mean, I spoke with Tiger a couple of weeks ago at the TGL in West Palm Beach, and that was the first time that we really spoke and had a conversation. And I mean, to win his event, and you know, he means so much to our game and to our tour, and it's really cool. It means a lot, and I mean, he is the GOAT, so absolutely.
Love it. From afar, it looks like you and Joe are having fun out there. You seem pretty carefree. I know this is a job and it's business, but are you able to have fun being out there, especially coming down the stretch? Are you able to, I guess, enjoy it in the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important. I think it's important to have fun. Like you said, it is a business, and it is we're professionals, but you still need to have fun. Trying to win a tournament coming down the last couple holes is the most fun you'll ever have, I think, and that was the case today, and I think I used that to my advantage. Winning is fun, but also being in that situation and in contention, trying to win, and sort of everything that goes through your mind, and the adrenaline and the excitement and the nerves, everything that comes with it is really fun.
All right. One more over on the left.
Over here, you're known as a very fast player. Don't take a lot of time behind the ball. As the pressure cranks up when you're in contention, how do you prevent yourself from going too fast, but also not going too slow and breaking your normal rhythm?
Yeah, that's a good question. I sort of had the tendency to get a little bit fast at times, and I could definitely feel when I made a putt on 15 that I'm like, oh, you need to slow down a little bit, dude. And I try to breathe as much as I could coming down the last probably 3-4 holes. Just so, like you said, you don't want to rush things. Although I am fast, I just want to walk faster, talk faster, do all these things faster. And I felt like I've gotten better at it lately, but it's still a skill and it's really difficult. But I like to keep it fast, but sometimes it gets a little too fast.
Go ahead, Rex.
How old you would have been really young in 2008 when Tiger won the U.S. Open here? Do you remember watching that at all?
I must have been 8, so no, not really. I mean, I remember sort of watching the tournament. I don't vividly remember it, though. I do remember videos from it. Obviously, the putt that he made on 13 on Saturday and the putt on 18 when he won. But yeah, it's quite surreal. We talked about it sort of on the last green, and I asked him if this was his favorite tour stop, and it's just surreal sort of talking to him about those things. Yeah.
Did you realize your putt on 18 was very similar to what he had in 2008?
Yeah, I guess his was a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But it was similar line, so yeah, that's pretty cool.
Across the Doug again.
When you think about what you want to achieve for the year, even if you're playing well and winning's hard out here, what does actually having a win do to go forward for the rest of the year?
Yeah, it's really nice getting off to a good start. Obviously, the season is long, but all we try to do is play as good as we can and prepare as good as we can for every tournament. But yeah, like you said, it sort of takes away a lot of the early pressures, if you will. You don't have to chase things. Getting a win means a lot to me, and that's what I was pretty bummed that I didn't get to win a tournament last year. But it's really nice to be able to do it again, and it's almost addicting to walk down those last couple of holes and just want to do it again.
All right, everybody got what they need? Ludvig, appreciate the time. Thanks, and once again, congratulations on being the 2025 Genesis Invitational champion.
Thank you, Mark.